Welcome back, agents, to this Tactical Explainer. I'm your dispatch officer, and, well, before we initiate today's briefing, I have some absolutely stellar operational news. We literally just hit an incredible milestone, 227 subscribers on the network. Seriously, thank you so much for trusting the Division Dispatch with your tactical intel. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep this comms network growing.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Today's explainer is your official tactical briefing. We're going to cover the dispatch briefing, Overheal versus Rage, tactical builds, farming strategies, and finally, the Double Dip event pass.
Section 1, Dispatch Briefing and the 227 milestone. Seeing our community of agents grow to 227 strong is truly phenomenal, and we appreciate every single one of you. But, celebrations are going to have to wait for now. We've got urgent operational matters in the field, and the battlefield is shifting fast. The Rage Harvest Global event is officially active right now. But here's the absolutely crucial point. This window closes incredibly fast. You literally only have until July 7th to exploit this high-aggression event. It's a tight, unforgiving time frame, so every single deployment between now and then needs to be highly calculated and efficient.
Moving to Section 2, Mechanics. Overheal versus Rage, or what we're calling the push and pull of combat.
So this event completely rewrites the standard rules of engagement. That means your usual cover-based tactics? Yeah, they need a total overhaul right now. Let's look at the new dichotomy on the battlefield. Every single enemy you face now enters combat with Overheal. This means they start with extra health, they deal extra damage, and worst of all, they actively heal back any damage they manage to land on you. It sounds brutal, and honestly, it is. But here's where you turn the tide. As you relentlessly shoot through that enemy Overheal, you directly build your own Agent Rage meter. You're quite literally stealing their augmented strength and converting it into pure, unadulterated offensive power for yourself.
Look at the sheer scale of the power fantasy here. As your meter mathematically builds up, you gain these massive compounding increases to your weapon damage, your rate of fire or RPM, your overall weapon handling, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. As long as you stay on the offensive, this meter essentially turns your agent into an unstoppable, high-damage force of nature.
But wait, there is a catch. Enter Rage Decay. This is the rapid depletion of your hard-earned rage meter, and it kicks in the exact moment you stop damaging overhealed enemies for more than just a few seconds. I really need to stress this. This is not a passive buff that you can just sit back and enjoy. You suffer a visceral, immediate penalty for losing momentum. If you take cover to casually reload, or you back away from a push, those bonuses are going to fade instantly. Relentless aggression is an absolute requirement here.
Now, Dispatch recognizes that hyper-aggressive tactics can, well, sometimes backfire. The system does offer a specific safety net mechanic called Guardian Angel. Basically, when your armor completely breaks, you're granted a brief window of immunity and a vital speed boost to help you reposition. However, remember that a strict cooldown applies to this. It's not guaranteed every single time your armor breaks, so please do not rely on it constantly. Use it to survive a bad push, not as an excuse to intentionally make one.
Section 3, Recommended Tactical Builds. Equipping for the harvest.
Let's get over to the Armory. To maximize this rage mechanic and actually survive the amplified enemy damage, you need very specific loadouts. We're looking at high RPM submachine guns like the Dark Winter, compared against top-tier assault rifles like Elmo's engine. Faster-firing weapons naturally strip that enemy armor faster, which mathematically equals much faster rage generation. So if you want maximum stacks in minimum time, fast-firing SMGs are going to be your absolute best friend.
So how exactly do we build around that high RPM weapon? You're going to want what we call a Striker hybrid setup. Start with a Striker gear set base for that essential damage scaling, but mix in a few blue survivability cores. The sweet spot, the happy medium here, is equipping a Sokolov backpack featuring the Bloodsucker talent, paired up with an Equalizer chest piece. This very specific loadout grants you the survivability to maintain constant, point-blank pressure without instantly dying to the enemy's increased damage output.
Section 4. Optimal Farming Strategies. Maximizing your time in the field.
Okay, you've got the gear and you know the mechanics. Now, where exactly should you deploy to get the absolute highest return on your time investment during this really short event window? Well, if your primary objective is generating global event stars to spend at the vendor, your fastest method is for sure the open world. You need to max out your world difficulty, stack as many directives as you can reasonably handle, and specifically target public executions and propaganda broadcasts. These activities are incredibly fast to knock out, they have high enemy density for easy rage stacking, and they yield the fastest star income possible. But what if I told you there's a way to earn 3 million XP in just minutes? Seriously, that number is not a glitch, agents. It's a highly optimized tactical loop.
Here's your premier alternative if you're prioritizing your season XP track over event stars. You're going to want to deploy to the National Bond Armory classified assignment. That's a Year 1 mission location. If you run this specific assignment on heroic difficulty with all directives active, you can net over 3 million XP in roughly 3 minutes of playtime. To put that into perspective, it's an incredibly fast, highly efficient farming method for those just looking to level up as rapidly as possible.
Section 5. The Double Dip Event Pass. Maximizing your overall rewards.
This brings us to the final piece of intel for today's briefing, focusing on how you can exploit overlapping active events to secure maximum loot. Right now, we have a really unique 2 events, 1 grind scenario. Every single star you earn during the Rage Harvest event is actively working double duty for you. Earning 1 star gives you the standard global event vendor currency, yes, but it also automatically grants you 50 bonus XP fed directly into the active Dead by Daylight event pass. This means every aggressive push you make is progressing both reward tracks simultaneously. It's efficiency at its finest.
And here's a vital scheduling note for your logistics. While the Rage Harvest event hard stops on July 7th, the Dead by Daylight Pass, which includes both the free and premium reward tracks, by the way, remains active through July 14th. This gives you a slightly longer tail to claim your crossover rewards. But remember, the absolute fastest way to progress that pass is by stacking those Rage Harvest stars right now while the window's actually open.
So, agents, the operational parameters are set, the gear is perfectly optimized, and your targets are heavily armored and waiting for you. The only question left for this explainer is this: will you conquer the rage, or let the Overheal consume you before time runs out? Deploy immediately. Dispatch out.